Okay, let me give you a quick overview of the finished table. First up, we've got the tracks for the miter gauge and other accessories with the T-bolts. There are also T-tracks for the fence. They are cut a little short, so the fence can be moved in and out without sliding out the whole table. Next up, there's the top. It's made of 2 sheets of plywood, 3/4 of an inch thick regular Baltic birch, and 10 millimeters thick plywood with a low friction coating. There are threaded inserts in the thicker plywood, and the top is just bolted down so it can be replaced if damaged or worn. And finally, in the upper section, we have the most important feature of this router table, that is the lift. It has a very precise height adjustment mechanism with a locking bolt and a great, really wide opening for the biggest router bits. It easily fits the biggest one that I have. It's 89 millimeters in diameter. That's like 3.5 inches. A beast. And now to the heart of this thing. This is a Triton with 2400 watts of power. Back there on the bottom you can see my custom 3D printed dust port. But a little about the router. To get it working as I want it to, which means not having to reach down here to switch it on and off, to make height adjustment and change the router bits, I did some really heavy modding. Let me show you. All these parts were taken out of the router and it still works. Now, as for electrical, this cable goes from a 220 volt outlet inside to the safety switch you saw earlier. That's wired inside this 3D printed case, and another cable goes out and then is connected to this socket that the router itself is plugged into. This way the router switch can be on at all times, and I can power up the machine just by using this switch. Also, if I ever have to take the router out of the table, I'll just unplug it from the outlet, take out this cover plate, and the plug will fit through the hole that is behind it. And the last feature in the back is the integrated magnetic dust port that's connected with the one you saw inside. And it's very convenient because this pipe goes directly to my dust collection system, and I can easily alternate it between this and the router. It's definitely easier without the camera in the other hand. And now for the organizational features. All drawers have custom leather pulls with brass screws, and just let me show you what's inside. The first one has all the utility tools inside, like the collet wrenches, the height adjustment crank, and this little, actually quite important safety feature if you're not using the fence that screws here, but I'm not using that right now. The second drawer is probably the most important one because it has all the bits inside. The front is prepared to take in the 12mm bits, the back all the 8mm ones, that's half and quarter inch respectively. The third drawer on the left is yet uninhibited, but that'll probably soon change. I'll find something to store there. The first one on the right has all the insert rings and some spare parts. The insert rings go all the way from 2.5 inches all the way to 0. Down here is another empty drawer. And now to the big ones. Here's mostly empty drawer that I've yet to find a use for. And the biggest one has got all the routers that I have with all the accessories. It's a bit messy out here, but it's nice to have them all in one place. And I think that's all of the features. Let me know if you have any questions.